Hey there, everyone. I just want to thank everybody for joining us, and thanks for your patience, by the way. So, Leticia and I were so caught up in talking about this week's show that, yeah, I actually forgot to hit the go live button. So we were over there talking about branding and why it's so important. And I was like, why is nobody commenting? And I was like, why am I not seeing anything? And then all of a sudden I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to actually hit the button. I want to just tell you, thanks for watching live stream reviews. My name is Christian Karasiewicz. I'm the content marketing manager at StreamYard. And first off, I want to apologize for that. But yeah, so what we like to do is we like to help you solve your problems, your challenges with your live streams. And what we like to do with that is we like to bring you on screen with us, have you come on screen, tell us a little bit about you, like who you are, what your show is about, and then if you have a challenge or if you want us to even take a look at something, we're happy to do that. But the first thing I want to just mention real quick, and Leticia, by the way, can you do me a favor? Can you drop the link to the guest link so we can get people to come on screen with us? But we were talking about branding. Actually, we were talking about the importance of branding your live streams, because branding is, there's lots of ways you can actually do it for your show. Some of those are like to have the logo or to have an overlay on your screen. Other ones are to, like, for example, if you've gotten any StreamYard merch and you're like, you love the product, for example, as we hope you do, maybe you display it behind you, for example. So lots and lots and lots of ways you can brand your shows. You can do, as we mentioned, live stream. You can do overlays. You can do the logo placement. You can use the ticker, for example, drive people back to your website or your social media platforms or things like that. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring on Leticia finally, and we're going to have a good laugh about this. Leticia, good to see you.
We were talking for like 5 minutes. It was getting good.
And Albert
Let us
says,
know in the
nice.
comments, guys. Has that ever happened to you where you were doing a live and you were going good at it and you're like, wait a minute, why is the button still blue?
Yeah,
It's not
I was
red.
like, where is everybody? I was like, there's no one viewing. I was like, that's odd. I mean, we like, because I hear from so many of you that tell me like, hey, I love the show, and
Yes.
so it does happen. Yeah. So, and
We
LTMW says, been there, done that.
Yep.
So, so just a quick note, yeah, and just make sure when you're going to start your lives, one of the things is you always have that pre. Here's the thing: doesn't matter how many live streams you've done,
Yep.
it will happen. It can happen to everyone. So
Everyone.
I was so caught up in like getting started, and yeah, forgot to do that. So
That
sorry
was
about that.
funny. That also got us a little bit loose too to laugh about it. That's another thing, guys. Just laugh about it. Mistakes are going to happen. Hiccups are going to happen. Just laugh about it. People, it's life.
So it's good to hear from you all. By the way, Adam's Exploits from New Jersey. I'm checking on the status of your merch actually that you had won on one of the previous shows. Or previous episodes. So yeah, if you don't hear from me on this show, do me a favor, just shoot me an email, marketing@streamyard.com, and just reference that, and I'll make sure that we get that taken care of. Very cool. This is a lot of fun. So we were talking about branding. I was talking about how, like, Leticia, how like people can use the logos and the overlays. Do you have a couple of other suggestions that people can use?
Yeah, so definitely, where I brand my particular shows, I have like a intro and I have an outro. Like my intro video, it shares my story, it shares, why I got into business, and in my outro, it's sort of like a clip of all the events I've ever spoken at all over the world.
Yeah.
But that's how I brand my show. But I'm quite interested to know, those of you in the audience, how are you guys branding your shows? Are you using overlays? Are you using logos? Are you using intro, outro videos? How are you, in fact, branding your show? Because branding is important, guys. And if you don't yet know what your brand is, that's fine. Sometimes you have to still show up regardless. Like, some people say, well, I don't have a brand for my show, so I'm not going to show up until I figure it out. No, I have shows where we just started going live and just started talking about a particular topic. And then a year later, we're like, okay, that's the brand we want to have. This is the message now that we want to have for the show. So it does go through time. Not to say it's going to take you a year, but, it could be sooner. But how are you guys, branding your shows out there? And if you need help with figuring out what your show brand should be, definitely join us here on screen so we can, chop up about it and stuff. So if you are going to join us, just make sure you have your camera on, and so that we can bring you on screen, and make sure you have a question.
Definitely,
Yes.
yeah. And I'm gonna go let Leticia go ahead and bring on whoever it is she wants to bring on. But
Yes, we're gonna start. I think Tanya came in first.
okay, cool.
Or yes,
Up to
let's
you.
bring on Tanya, the tax queen. Hey, girl.
Hey, Tanya, you're muted by the way. I can't unmute you.
Can you hear us, Tanya? Oh, there she goes.
Hey, girl.
There you go. Hey, Tanya,
Hold
you're
on.
muted by the way. I can't unmute you.
Hold on.
Can you hear us, Tanya?
Yeah, give me 1 minute.
Sure.
Hey, girl. There you go.
Hold
Okay, we're gonna have her figure that out.
And
Give
I
us-
do want to. I want to make a
Go
quick
ahead.
recommendation there, by the way. And the recommendation is just make sure when you come on a live stream, it's always best to wear headphones, even if it's your live stream or you're a guest. It's always best to wear
Yes.
headphones. Reason is because in Tanya's case, there, for example, she has a speaker open and she might have a mic as well. And
Mhm.
like if you're using the speaker on the laptop, with the you're using the speaker and the mic in that case, it might be okay, but you're gonna get that kind of feedback. So basically, the sound is
Right.
coming out. Like if I had no headphones on right now, by the way, I do have headphones or in-ear monitors. It would bounce off and it would come into my mic, which is placed right here. So, so I'd want to be careful with that because if I do that, then that can like cause, as you can see, it can make the hearing the person difficult, and it can also make the conversation very hard to follow. So for live streams, audio absolute key for your live streams. Okay, so Leticia, who do you want to bring on next?
Tanya, you're good. Thumbs up. All right, let's
Let's
Okay.
go.
on. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
The thing of it is, it's not my mic on my laptop. It is, I had 2 screens open. I'm on
Okay.
my
Okay.
cell phone, and I was backstage as well as I was still on the live. So what I had to do was drag down and delete myself off of YouTube to come backstage so you guys can hear me.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Y'all get me now?
Yeah. I'm gonna-
Okay.
I'm still hearing
I'm still
echoing.
hearing echoing.
Let's
You
see.
still hear
Let's see.
echo? How about now?
No.
No.
No,
Oh,
no,
no, hold on,
echo?
yes.
No, hold on.
I
Yes.
am,
I
yes.
am. Yes.
I'm hearing myself.
I'm hearing
twice.
myself twice.
Me too. I'm
Me
hearing
too.
myself
I'm hearing
twice.
myself twice.
Because hold on. How about now?
Testing.
Testing.
Hello?
Getting it again.
Getting it again.
How about now?
Do you have headphones?
Do you have headphones you can plug in?
Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
So here's what we're gonna
So
do.
here's what we're
Tanya.
gonna do, Tanya. I'm gonna
let you get your
let you
headphones,
get your
and I'm gonna
headphones,
bring
and I'm gonna
on
bring on
experienced
experienced
Africans.
Africans.
You go with that, Leticia?
You go with that, Leticia?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, let's see if the same thing is happening with. Okay, experienced Africans, we're going to bring you on now. Let's hop on the screen. Testing, testing. Okay, I'm not hearing
Hello,
echoing.
good evening.
Yep, we can hear you.
Hello, good evening.
Hi.
Good evening.
Hi. How are
My
you?
name is Harry. I'm calling from UAE.
Very nice.
Yeah,
So,
can you hear me?
so it's good to have you join us.
Thank you very much.
So what's your live
My
stream about?
question is,
Yeah.
it's about Africans and African experience in the diaspora.
Okay. And do you have a
Hello?
do you have a specific question or like an issue you're running into, or
Yeah. Hello.
Okay,
here,
what's
yes.
your question? What's your question?
Yeah, my question is, how can I generate more followership for my brand?
Say it one more time.
How can I generate more followership for my brand? I just launched my brand, and I'm trying to generate more followership for my brand. But it's not easy and it's the content. I am still working on the content. I have put some content up, but how to generate more followership is what is my problem at the moment.
So I think you're asking,
Okay.
correct me if I'm wrong, are you asking how do you build a bigger follower, larger number of followers?
Yeah.
So there's lots of ways that you could do that. I mean, if you're just starting out, I
Yeah.
would definitely say you want to go and try and network with as many people as possible. So,
Yes, sir.
for example, like if you're just broadcasting your live stream right now and you don't have an audience built in, you're going to have to go
Yeah.
and find people, i.e., you're going to want to go and participate in things. So, where are you primarily streaming to?
Yeah, I have not actually started streaming on
Okay.
YouTube because I have to have a certain number of followers before I can do that.
Okay. So you just started your YouTube channel. You want to do live streaming. Okay. So, what I would suggest for something like that is, I think for starters, you're going to want to start publishing other types of videos. So, for example, maybe doing some sort of recording of videos,
Right.
because you're going to have to build the base somehow. And so, I'd say for me, I would start publishing like based off of what your channel's about. So, like for example, if you're for example into like, let's say you're into graphic design, okay, that type of person, they might start by doing some basic tutorials about a product. They might talk about some of the news about the graphic design products, things that people obviously that would follow that channel might be interested in.
Yeah.
And then that can be a good way to start to build your followers on your channel.
Right.
And then once you hit that level that they want you to, then you could unlock that feature.
Right.
Leticia, what would you add?
I would say the same thing. You know, definitely you need to put some form of content on your channel before people can say, okay, I want to follow them. You know, it's not the other way around. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to wait till I get 1,000 subscribers before I start to publish content. Like, you should start publishing content now. That way you could test out. Let's say you publish content. Today's May 1st. All of you guys should be publishing content every day. But let's say you start to publish content from now and all the way to the end of the month. You know, come June 1st, you could sit back and you could go check out your analytics, check out see what videos people like the most, what they didn't like, what times people are tuning in. And that way you'll be able to gauge for the rest of the year on what topics you wanted to cover, what topics you feel that your audience will like the most, and you can remain consistent on that.
Okay.
Does that help?
And it's through time.
Yeah.
You just got to be patient. It's definitely through time. And you got to ask for things. Like if you want more people to follow you, say, hey guys, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Leave me a comment. Like start telling your audience what to do.
There's a good comment actually in here, Leticia. There's a really good comment.
Sure.
Mikey1SDF says, identify the avatar or your audience and then find out where they are is the first step that he's used. And that would mean, for example, while you're trying to stream to YouTube, for example, YouTube has, so here's the thing, when you are streaming to YouTube, you're going to want to make sure with every kind of video you publish that your title, your description, and your tags, like you have to put those into every video you make in order to get them to surface. If you don't put them in and you just put a random title, for example, or you just put the name of your show, YouTube doesn't necessarily know who to recommend that to or what the content is about. Does that make sense? So, for example, if I wanted to do like, Leticia, can you think of an example that we could share with them?
Well, just to piggyback off of that one question, to identify your audience, that's very important. But also you have to discover what do they want to hear? What is it they want to listen to? Because you could have your audience mapped out and say, yeah, I know exactly what my avatar is. But if you don't know what your avatar wants to listen to, you could be missing the bullseye, right offhand. So, for example, my audience is entrepreneurs, but it's entrepreneurs who want to leverage email marketing. So I hit that bullseye every time where somebody mentions my name, they know what I do, they know how I do it. So that's something that you have to implement also, is start off first, what do you enjoy talking about? Because you don't want to force things. Like people just sometimes will talk about things and it's just something that's the trending thing now and they'll want to discuss it, but they're not really passionate about it. You know what I'm saying? So find out first, what are you really passionate about talking about? That's like the foundation, because if people can tell that you're passionate about something, that they'll believe in that more than anything else. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very
Tags.
much.
You're welcome.
And by the way, if you know, if you still have additional questions, I mean, you're welcome to come back on
Yep.
and ask your questions. We do this show every week basically as well. We take next week, we are taking off, I think, right, Leticia?
Yes, yes. It's
We're
gonna
taking
be
next week
YouTube
off,
reviews.
but we do it 3 to 4 times a month. So if you have questions, definitely come back here.
I'll
And then
drop the
also
questions.
we have a Facebook group as well. I'm going to put the link in the comments here.
Yes, that works.
There's a Facebook group, and it's a StreamYard Facebook group, and we're happy to answer your questions there. They don't have to just be about StreamYard. They can be about just anything about live streaming. So we'd love to have you join us.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Anytime. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
All
Bye.
right. Okay.
There we go. Very cool. I always love like questions. I mean, just from you all. I mean, just everybody always has a different point that they're entering their live streaming journey.
Yeah.
You know, and I love all the advice you all are giving me. I mean, I thank Mikey there for that great comment about identifying your avatar, and then
That is
obviously
important.
content to meet their needs. And here's the thing for people that say, hey, you know what, I don't know what I want to live stream about. If you're already connected with your customers, you're already commenting, you're already engaging with them, whether it's through email or your blog post or pre-recorded videos, take into account like what questions they ask you. Like if you're if you're making a YouTube video and you're looking at the comments and people are asking the same question, ding, ding, ding. Like I should actually probably go and make a video about that. So I don't have to answer the question all the time, because then I can just answer the question with, you know, yes, here's how you do that. I actually have a video about that, for example. You can start to build that web of content for your audience. But love all the questions we're getting. So, Leticia, are there any good comments? Any comments you want to bring up in here?
Yes. Let me pull some up. Mike, you also had another great point. He said, once you identify your avatar, then you identify their needs and create content consistently to meet those needs. Absolutely. Consistency is everything.
Love this.
Consistency is everything. And a lot of times, you know, we talk ourselves out of being consistent. Like, don't listen to that inner audience that's telling us, you know, nobody's commenting, nobody's showing up, or people are hearing this over and over again. Like, consistency is everything. It absolutely is. So let's see if we have any questions.
And by the way, if I seem like I'm a little distracted, everyone, I just want to let you know I was having so Facebook apparently still has some challenges, I think, with going live to like Facebook groups. At least I'm seeing it. I thought it was going out and I can't comment in it for some reason. So I was like over there in the Facebook group, like, hey, you know, just letting you guys know that we have the video that we're doing live stream reviews. So sorry if I seem a little distracted on that.
Yes, we have a question up here by No Sugar Coating with Alexia. How many hours it takes to have the chat room on YouTube after your stream with StreamYard is over? I did my third live on Thursday, and it seems like it took a long time to show. Isn't that a YouTube thing, though?
It is a YouTube thing, but so the chat does not show up immediately. And then there's actually a feature within your YouTube video.
Right.
And let me see if I can actually bring this up, Leticia, while we're
bring that up, because I do get that question sometimes too from people.
Let me see. So I'm going to go into like a random live stream. Let me actually do that. And by the way, feel free to keep bringing up comment, or you know what, let me find this first, and then that way
then we'll bring up that. And
those
of y'all who are in the back room, check the private chat real quick. Apache, Anthony, Neil.
So here's what I'm doing. I'm gonna actually bring up this video here.
Yes.
Sorry, I'll bring up a window here. I'm gonna show this to you all. So for those of you who are over there, let me make sure I get the right one. For those of you who are scheduling your live streams, so when you schedule them in StreamYard, there's always going to be something on YouTube you are going to have to go set each time. And this is what that looks like, actually. So every time, for example, when I go schedule this, I have to go and I change the category. For example, I make sure it's the right kind of category. I'm going to go in and I'm going to adjust the comments. For example, this is the sorting of comments. But there's a couple of features here. So live chat, you do want to enable live chat. And you also, this is what I do. I turn on the allow chat to replay option. This displays the original live chat conversations between you and your fans when someone watches your video after the stream has ended. So you want to make sure you go and turn this stuff on as well if you don't do this. So definitely important because it also does help if you're doing a live stream and you don't actually turn this on. It does look funny to people that are watching because then they're not seeing the comments that you're potentially reading and things like that. It also makes your live streams a little more interactive as well.
Right.
If they're able to kind of follow some of the questions that are being asked. So awesome. Okay, Leticia, we got a lot of people waiting in backstage. This is awesome.
Yes, we are. Let's I think Tanya, you back on? Let me see if she fixed that. Okay, great. Let's bring her back on screen. All
Hey,
right.
Tanya, how you doing? You're muted, actually, by the way. You have to unmute yourself.
Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Lot better?
That sounds much better, yes.
Yeah.
What did you change? How about that? Let's talk about that real
Nothing.
quick. What
I
did you
put
change?
in my earplugs. I'm still on my cell
Perfect.
phone.
Okay.
And I just ordered the ones last night that Leticia had with the hook on them.
Yes,
Nice.
honey.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
My question is back to YouTube. Leticia, you and I were talking about it. Speaking of branding, I want to change the title on my YouTube channel from Tanya King Horn to King Tax Services. Well, when I go in settings, it tells me that I have to do it in Google because I created the YouTube channel from my Google, from my Gmail, from my Google Tax Queen, right?
Yep.
And so when I go in and do the instructions, it still won't allow me to actually change the title on my YouTube channel.
Right. And Christian, you actually on your show, you talked about a recent change that has been made with that, right?
Yeah, actually, so that's actually something YouTube rolled out just this week, actually.
Right.
They rolled out the ability to go and change. And let me find this, actually.
Yeah, we're going to find that for you, Tanya.
So they've made a change, and that change is actually you can now change your YouTube channel name without actually affecting the Google account. Let me see. So let me just see if I can find this real quick, by the way. If a channel name is changed, it will lose its verification badge. The creator will have to reapply. And then actually, so they've started rolling this out. Actually, they said they just started rolling it out. So here, I'm going to actually drop this link, and I'm trying to catch up on stuff. So Tanya, I'll drop it in the chat for you. And you can check that out. I think that's going to help you.
Okay. That was my main question.
And if you get stuck, here's the thing. I'll tell you this. If you get stuck, you're welcome to PM me.
Okay.
Totally welcome to private message me on that. Like, and I can work with you on that because I want to make sure we get through everybody's questions, and I want to make sure I give you enough time as well on that.
Okay.
And while I'm doing this, I'll also try to figure out exactly how you go and change that.
Okay.
Because they did make this change.
Okay. That's my main question. Thank you, guys.
Very welcome.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, Leticia, let me keep looking through. I'm going to look through some of these comments here. We've got lots of people waiting backstage and lots of really good questions.
That's right. And Apache and Neil, check the private chat, guys, when y'all have a chance. Thank you. Yeah, we have a few people.
So I'm going to bring up SKS's Crappy Catchin' Adventures. So it's a fishing channel. Okay, very cool. You have to build a value in a particular niche. My live shows have been a lot more successful than I ever thought. Value is key to have participation.
Spot on.
Yeah, you got to be like. So here's the thing. I mean, look at other success. Here, I think the first thing I'd say is look at other successful channels.
That's
like
right.
don't be afraid of the fact that another channel is successful. Use it as a measuring stick. Help yourself when you're live streaming. So if you're, for example, if you're brand new and you're like, you know what, I don't know what to stream about, for example, look at other people in your niche, see what they are doing or what they're not doing. You might find that some of them are only live streaming, for example, once a week, but they have a specific topic that they live stream about. Other ones are live streaming every single day, and it's going to depend really on what the topic is and what works best for live streaming. Definitely love that comment there from SK's Crappy Catchin' Adventures.
Yes, spot on.
let's see. So let me see if there's anything else here. And I like Mikey. Mikey, I want to thank you for joining us. I've always heard, don't reinvent the wheel, just make a better one. Love it, actually. That's a great comment, actually.
Ooh, I love that.
So that's a really good one. So fantastic. Absolutely right. Like sometimes you don't actually have to go and try to create something brand new. Like I said, look at what other people are doing. Don't copy them exactly for what they're doing, but look at maybe the structure or how they're doing things or what they're doing or some of the little nuances, for example, that they do. It's like I'll give you a sports analogy here. So, for example, like everybody knows Kobe Bryant, right? Like Kobe Bryant used to follow everything that Michael Jordan did, and he would follow him down to like not just the mannerisms, the types of shots, but he would also look at it from a work ethic standpoint. Like, for example, how did MJ get to the point where he was in the game? It was like, okay, well, if you got up really early and go to practice, that's what Kobe did, for example. Also after a game, Kobe wasn't like going out. He'd actually go out and hit the gym after the game to work on things. So, it's like you're emulating certain parts, but you're also adding in your own parts as well to make things work. So definitely check that out. Definitely, check out other streams. I think, Leticia, what else you want to, you have any other comments you want to bring up?
Yes, I was actually in the back room here. Let me see. What time
Lots
are
of
you?
people backstage. So
I know.
yeah.
Let's try to get them gathered up.
I see Adam's exploit. Or let's see. I think we're good with, and Tanya's just said thanks. Thanks for your help. Absolutely, totally welcome, Tanya. So let's do this. Let's bring on someone else.
Yeah. So the next person we're going to bring on is JP.
God. Oh my God. You guys did it.
Good to see
now
you.
I'm in the hot seat. Good to see you guys too. Leticia,
Yes,
hello. Kristen,
great to
hello.
see you.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so I just had we got a new PC. We've got pretty much everything brand new.
Okay.
And we had a live stream via StreamYards.
Okay.
Actually yesterday. And I found myself being click button crazy on this because I'm sitting there going, okay, this is the topic, and then bang, there's the banner. And then we're going here, bang, there's the banner. And I need to see the comments. This is a feature request. I would like to see the comments on one side.
Okay.
And then the utilities at the top, where I can select the banner, I can select this. So kind of like an L-type layout. The live stream went well. Everybody said it was, the quality was good. The colors were good, were popping. And it's just kind of a feature request. How do you guys manage the banners seamlessly and just sit there going, bang, 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 bang? I see it in all the other ones, and I can see the eyes darting and stuff like that. But how can we avoid that?
Yeah. Actually, I'm trying to make note of your feature, actually. So you want the utilities at the top, right? With the utilities
I would prefer the utilities at the top, and so we can have the chat on the side, and I can toggle between private and the live chat.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so L-shaped, and then, okay. I'm just making some notes, so I appreciate this.
It would make life so much easier. And everything is on the right-hand side, and then when I click on banners, I lose the chat. And then by the time I get the correct banner and type it in, then I got to go back to the chat, and then I forget to remove the banner. And yeah, it's... Okay. The audience thought the stream went really well, but on the host side,
it's a lot of work.
Man, it was a click monster.
Okay. Well, so here's what I did. I just made notes of your feature request. And by the way, for those of you who do have a feature request, we got two things for you. First off is put #feature in the comments. And I'm actually making notes of these while we're doing this.
Right.
And if you have a question as well, whether it's for me or for example, in this case for JP, put #ask in the comments, and we'll do our best to answer that during the stream as well. So I'll make a note of that. JP, in terms of like a feature request. Do you have a question about anything or just a feature request?
Well, the question was, how do you guys navigate it? How can you guys do it smoothly and kind of seamlessly and make it feel comfortable to the audience while navigating these different aspects?
I try to smile while doing it, because if I'm like that is too much. And another thing is, like, I had to do this with one of my shows where I felt that there was too many overlays, too many banners, too many moving parts. So I was like, you know, we need to eliminate some stuff, because on the back end it's too much for one person to do. But also, if you have a show where you do with another person, like how Christian and I do this show together, I would be handling the people in the green room while he is pulling up the comments, and then there's one more thing, and the banners and things like that. So we sort of like bounce back off of each other. And that's not something that we just came across right away. It's through time. You know, this is the 15th show. So and we do other shows together as well. But through time, we just discover, okay, this is your role today. This is my role. And sometimes we will overlap each other, but it all just works out. Yeah.
And I want to just make a quick note. So Going Green Mom makes a good comment here. You know, we're both logged in as a host as well. That's
right.
So we're both logged in as a host, and we both kind of know who's doing what and who's not doing it. So for example, like, here's the thing. I'll give you an example. When I came on screen initially, I brought Leticia on. I then let Leticia I put her full screen, and that allowed me, for example, to be back here in the back, maybe making some adjustments, looking for things like that. So it's sort of like I would say smoke and mirrors, but like just having certain like times where, okay, I do try to dart off camera a little bit. Like my eyes, for example, might be off camera. So that's part of it. And I think also the other thing is also setup of how you have your screen set up. So like, for example, you know, for those of you who see me, like I'm always looking off to the side. That's also because I have a screen set up right here. So I need to actually move that screen to where it's in front of my camera, or I get the placement of the camera with the screen at the same time. It's partly a setup thing. So but yeah.
Okay, so what I'm learning from this is rearrange my setup, have a co-host, split the responsibility.
Yes. And I'm not saying you have to do all that at once, but work towards that. So for example, like Mikey has a question for you. How much preparation are you doing before your stream as well?
Right. That's a good question.
I've done 200, on my own show, 289 plus episodes. And then I've done all of these and a bunch of other ones. So there is some practice involved in that. I'm not saying you don't practice, but it does come down to like how much time you spend in the dashboard and how your show is structured. So, And also another thing I also like to do, I took note cards when I first got started. I took note cards and I jotted down every single scene.
Right.
And then what I did was I did the stream, and then I have in the back of my mind, okay, this is like, these are the cards that I have. And then I looked at the stream afterwards. Like the first ones I were doing were like just me on screen were like 3+ hours. And then I condensed that by saying, okay, do I really need to do this? No, we're going to take that out. We're going to tighten it up. So we're constantly tightening up and improving it.
Shedding the fat as you go along.
So.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anytime.
To bring on the next one. Nice to see you guys.
Anytime.
Leticia,
Thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. Take care.
You too.
You too. Yes. So let's run through some questions, and then next is Anthony.
Okay. Very cool. And yeah, I'm making some notes here, by the way, of all the feature requests we're getting. So let me see something here. So let's see. What time are you at, by the way, Leticia?
I'm actually at the bottom here. I'm at Adam's question, 12:42 p.m.
Okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit further. Let me see
go back a little.
So Jaden is asking, what's the show for next week? Actually, the show next week's actually it's YouTube channel reviews.
Yeah, so if you want to get your YouTube channel review, join next week's episode. It's going to be Daniel and D. Did I get it right?
Was that May 8th, I think, right?
Yes, day before Mother's Day. Absolutely.
Let me just put that up as a banner real quick for y'all. So it's May 8th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
And that's channel reviews. So basically the way that works is you'd come on the show just like normal. You'd come on to the StreamYard show on our YouTube channel, and then Daniel and Daniel and Dee would then, pick YouTube channels that people come on with, and they'd review them. So for example, they look at things like, hey, what's my initial impression of your channel? What do I sing on the top, for example, the top YouTube banner, for example? Do I know what your show is about? What do your thumbnails look like? Things like that. So that's next week's show. So let me see. Jan's got another quick question, Leticia. She's saying, regarding layouts, if you wanted Leticia only in the screen while you, the host, want to be smaller and the guest larger, pick, what do I click? So I think what you're asking is, you're asking this one maybe. Let me know, Jan, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's the feature I use when I have a featured guest on. I will be on small on the side like I am now, and I will have the guest larger, and I'll switch, depending on who's speaking.
And to get to that, it's actually very easy to get to. So
Right.
let me I'm going to bring up the screen. I know a lot of you know, obviously, about how to switch the layouts, but I do want to share this with you and show you what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here, I'll just actually share it this way. Here we go. Awesome. So are there any good comments in there, Leticia, you want to bring up?
I'm going to scan through.
Okay, so this is what that looks like, by the way.
Yeah, so Adam asks, Christian, I've asked before and didn't get an answer. Is the new co-host admin feature only available for paid subscriptions?
So I think you're talking about the StreamYard Teams feature, actually, and that's not
Yes.
actually available yet. We haven't rolled it out yet. That doesn't roll out till in the summer. So for those of you who don't know about the Teams feature, let me find the video. Actually, we've got a really good video on our YouTube channel. It's the StreamYard Teams feature. So this is...
Oh God, we got a good feature request here. Someone asked, can the go live be moved to the top center, piggyback on utilities, move horizontal top as JP suggested? That would be a good feature. Because you guys just tuning in before the show, Christian and I thought we were live. We were talking for like 5 minutes and we realized we wasn't live yet. So that's why we were late today. Technically, we wasn't late though. We just didn't hit the go live button. Yes.
Very cool. Yeah. So let me go ahead and share this real quick. Okay, so this is what that would look like. So for those of you who want to know how to switch the views, so basically this is again, I'm the only person in this stream here, but basically it would be if I had two people, I would switch this one. But what the view was that I just showed a second ago, where Leticia and I, one was bigger than the other person, we used this layout here. This is the third one here. You can also go with this one as well, but this is the one we're using, which is the third one from the right.
Right.
So, and then you can also drag people around. So if you've got multiple people in the stream or multiple windows, you just drag the window and it changes the window. So that's how that works. Very cool. Okay, so let's keep going. We got a lot of let me see if there's any other questions here real quick. Let's go and bring someone on, Leticia.
Sure. We're going to bring on Anthony. Hello, Anthony. He said it's 2 in the morning over there by him.
It is. It's 2:47 a.m. here in Australia.
Wow.
Thanks so much for bringing me on. I appreciate you guys talking to me. I run a music stream every week. It's a weekly one. And I love getting the comments. And I actually do have a co-host who is a super fan. It's really great to get your super fans involved and get them to choose one or two, the ones that you really trust, to come in and do the bits and pieces in the back end, like JP was saying. I think it's it's so good to use people like that. It's a lot of fun, and also means that as a musician you can play, and they're putting the comments on the screen. But I actually do have a feature request, and you told me to do that after I was up. But the feature request is the for all the comments that are falling down the page on the side here. It'd be really wonderful to have a button that I could press to automatically include all the comments as like a semi-transparent thing inside of the video, so everybody, including the people on YouTube, could see all the Facebook comments, and everybody could see the comments that I'm reacting to in video all the time.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah. No, definitely. By the way, what's your I'm making a note of this right now. So you want a button to include all the comments as a semi-transparent screen during the live stream. Perfect.
Yeah, just as another layer that you could just click it in, and then all the comments are in, and that way everybody knows that they're, what you're talking about as you're, picking up people's comments. Sometimes I'm playing along, and I'm talking about different things that come up in the comments, and some people that are on YouTube don't get to see what the comments are about and whatnot.
Gotcha. By the way, I do have a question for you. So you got a green screen, right?
Yes.
I will say it looks good though. It fits very well with the shadows you have, along with your microphone and things like that. So I do like that. One question I do have: what's your channel about?
It's music. It's
so what is the channel? What's it called?
It's Anthony Snape. It's me playing my music. You can look me up on all the music places.
Very cool. Okay, so do me a favor, actually, if you can you in the backstage just drop me a link to your channel? I like to learn, how people are using StreamYard. So
awesome. Yeah,
and then may reach out.
I love it. It's so good, and it's changed the whole thing. And in fact, I've been streaming ever since the lockdown happened, and it enabled me to survive through all of COVID because I was connected to all of my fans all over the world in one place. It was perfect.
Awesome. Yep. Very awesome. Yeah, I love hearing this, actually. So
cool.
Awesome. So I got your feature request noted. Again, if you have any other questions, just let us know. I'm here to help. So
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you, Anthony.
You're welcome.
Nice.
Thank you for joining. Get some sleep.
Thanks so much.
Bye, Anthony. I'm going to bed.
Thank you.
See ya.
Awesome, man. I gotta say, I love meeting you all and learning more about your live streams. Like that was the first time I learned about Anthony's stream. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. Learning more about, like, for example, we get a lot of people asking about playing music. I want to learn how, the things he's doing or what he's doing. Because I know there are sometimes some people, depending on the microphone, there may be challenges with playing music if you have the wrong kind of mic. So I want to definitely chat more with Anthony on that sort of thing. Awesome. Right. By the way, I want to get to a couple of comments real quick here.
Yeah, sure.
So a couple of these. So Adam's Exploit saying, if you edit a live stream, you will lose the chat. Good point. By the way, Adam, do you mean when you edit, can you maybe elaborate on that, I guess? So are you saying if I go into the video, the live stream, and hit the edit button, and let's just say I change maybe the category it's in, is that what you mean by editing the live stream? Or do you mean when I edit the live stream and I go into the features that YouTube allows me to trim things or whatnot? So I'd love to hear more on that. In the comments. Yasir, you have a question about some feedback.
Yeah, he tried to get in on the on the screen.
Yasir, please come back. We'd love to have you come back because I want to learn more about that and help you with that feedback issue that you're getting. And that could be headphones. It could be just something's routed wrong. All sorts of stuff. And I'll say this, I have a mixer I'm using right now, and I keep asking you guys if you hear any noise. It doesn't matter if I'll give you the example. I have a Shure SM7B mic, and I still get feedback sometimes on things. So it doesn't matter how expensive the gear is. I might have to unplug things. There's steps you have to take sometimes with your gear to make sure that it's gonna to try to get the clean sound if you need to. Right, so it happens to everyone. Let me see. So and then Cooper, I want to bring up one other quick point, by the way. Cooper makes a good point here about make sure your defaults are not for children, or that you select not made for children before the broadcast. That affects the stream as well. Yes, excellent point, because YouTube does have an option in the back end of your video, and if you do check that box, it limits basically where the videos get shown. So just keep that in mind. Again, these are things where you can actually go into YouTube and set defaults, and then you can also go in and edit them individually. So keep that in mind. Okay, Leticia, who are we bringing up next?
Okay, so the next person is Francesca. We're going to bring her on screen.
Francesca, how you doing? Your mic's muted, by the way.
Are we saying your name right?
Yeah,
her name right.
She's muted. Let's see.
Got it.
Awesome. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you guys?
Doing great. So
thanks.
So okay, you're Francesca Amari. What's your live stream about?
Well, I'm going to be like a repeat of Anthony. I've been doing a live stream cabaret show called Cocktails and Cabaret, I'm in year 2 now. So we started the week, like 2 weeks after the pandemic started. And we've decided to keep it going because we also have people from all over the country who come in.
Very cool. Are you part of Summit Theater Group? Is that what that is?
Pardon me?
Is it part of Summit Theater Group?
No, I don't know what Summit Theater Group is.
Okay, because I pulled up a Cocktails and Cabaret.
Oh, they're doing like a one-night thing, but mine's a weekly.
That's right.
Okay, cool. So if I want to find you, where do I go? What's yours called?
Mine's called Cocktails and Cabaret. It's see now I just started using StreamYard, but I use it to broadcast live now onto my YouTube channel and Facebook.
Okay.
So
What's
it's my
your YouTube
Facebook.
channel called?
My YouTube is Francesca Amari Cabaret Singer, or yeah. I should know all this, shouldn't I?
I only ask these questions because I'm making notes as well as we're
Sure.
stuff. So
awesome. Usually, if you just type in my name, people find me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Go ahead.
So yeah, and so we've been doing it for now a year and a couple weeks. But I'm going on vacation in 3 weeks, and we stream live from my piano player's house,
okay.
And I'm going to be in Michigan, and there's always a delay, so you can't play live music really from 2 spaces. And I don't want to cancel it for 3 weeks because I don't want to lose audience. So we were talking about maybe me going live and Wayne being live, and he could play some stuff from his place, but then we would record some of our things, and I'd play a video. And I've just never done anything like that. We just like turn on Yard Stream and click go. So,
okay. Leticia, do you have any tips?
What was your question again? I'm sorry, love.
If we're going to try doing our live stream with Wayne in Palm Springs, which is where we live, and me in Michigan, we can't play live music because there's a delay. Yeah. But we talked about maybe recording some of the show and then playing those songs live. And then we could still respond, because part of the whole fun of the show is people are drinking their cocktails and they're talking to each other, and I'm talking, to the comments. So I don't want to lose any of that feel by just like saying, we've pre-recorded a show, watch it, because you lose all the interaction. Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to figure out how Wayne would be here, I would be here, and I would also play a video of some of the songs because we can't play together.
You could do that and also test it out, see how it works. And it's still sort of live because you guys are still there and you're able to engage with your audience. I do pre-recorded content all the time and publish it in StreamYard. And that way I can sort of sit back and answer the comments and things like that. So that's absolutely fine.
Do I need I need the video to be on a different screen, or is it my screen? Like if you're looking at me, but I'm going to want to play a video.
Upload if you go to the share button, that's on the bottom. It says video file.
Oh yeah.
You click on that video file, and you obviously if it's on your computer, you upload it, and it will play right away. You can rewind it, fast forward it, all those things right there. Yeah,
great.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense, and I'll practice with it. But yeah, that's great because I just didn't want to go 3 weeks without doing a show when we've had people who've been coming every week since March of 2020.
Yeah, and you can always, here's the thing, you can also mix things up a little bit. And so, for example, if you just wanted to stream to YouTube, you could also just create a video and premiere it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you could use StreamYard, for example, and you guys pre-record it. You do it totally pre-recorded. That's one way you could do it. Mm-hmm. And then the way and then I would go, obviously make sure you go back and don't use premiering a video as a crutch. A lot of people, some people try to do that. They try to get away with being live, but not actually being live. But the best thing you could do, again, it's showing, it's being real to your audience.
Right. Yeah. Oh, we're really real.
Well, here's the thing. They realize that hey, if the person, everybody has a life. So if something happens, something comes up or things like that, then, it's something that if you can't make a week, you can't make a week. Things like that. So I would say, okay, so if you can't, then the next thing I would say is, well, okay, let's record a video. Let's see how it looks. And then let's premiere that, for example. You could do it that way, or you could also just have the parts recorded and then you could have the one person running it. and then you, for example, if you're not able to join them live, I'm going to go back to what Leticia and I talked about earlier when we were talking with JP. We talked about splitting up responsibilities. This would actually, in my opinion, this would be a good time to do that, because then you could have your one person doing the playing, but like, and they could run the show, but you could log into the back end, and you don't have to be on screen or any of that stuff. You could be the puppeteer controlling all the screens. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that way it can still have a feel of how you would normally do things.
Okay, great.
Does that help?
Oh, and I have another quick question.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
The quality's been great, but when we're at Wayne's house where we record, because he's playing his grand piano, he's not near his Ethernet, Okay. And I wondered if those boosters make any difference that you plug into the wall for better.
So, no. I will totally take this question. Okay.
Yeah.
Please.
What Francesca's actually, and I'll take this because I actually went through this just recently. So what Francesca's asking, for those who are watching, is she is recording at someone else's place. They have a route. Obviously everybody has a router. She doesn't have the ability necessarily to plug an Ethernet cable in to the router and into your computer. And by the way, you want to plug in as much as you can. And the reason is because it's going to give you a stable connection versus if you are on Wi-Fi, your router, if it's all the way in the basement, for example, it's got to go through all those layers of your house and all the objects in between to get that signal, for example, cast out. So in that case, okay, so the first thing I would say is this. Can they not get a really long Ethernet cable? That's currently what I did, actually, by the way. That's the first question I would ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they can't get an Ethernet cable, you can go and buy. There's a couple of things. There is a plug. There's two kinds of plugs. There's one that you can plug into your wall that actually has the bandwidth to be able to support a high quality Ethernet connection. And basically you have to plug basically one in your office where it's near your computer, and you plug the other one next to the router, for example. And that actually goes through the wiring in your house. One thing to note about that. So for starters, you want to make sure you get that and not like a repeater, because a repeater takes your signal and it expands your network, but it cuts it in half as it's hitting the different points. So you want to make sure you get the right one. There's one, it's like, I think it's by TP-Link. I think that can help. One thing to also pay attention to is you're going to have to, it's going to go through the wiring in the house. And I think that's about $100, by the way, for that device. I think it's about $100 for the pair. You're also going to want to have an Ethernet cable to try to plug into the computer. Does that make sense? So you'd put one in the outlet by the router, and then you'd put another one in the office, and then you'd run Ethernet cable from that to your computer. Does that make sense? So basically it allows you to basically do it without having that really long cable. So I think that it could help. But you're going to want to make sure you restart the router, restart the computer, all that other stuff, and make sure it works. So.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you, guys. So helpful.
Awesome. Do me a favor. Can you drop a link to your show in the chat, as well, the private chat, for me, please?
Sure, absolutely.
So make sure I have that.
Thanks.
Awesome.
I have a question though too about Albert said he has a 76-inch cable. Does the length of the cable matter, or does that lessen the quality of the speed?
It's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
So it actually, I think it depends on the type of cable you're running. So for example, if you wanted to run an HDMI cable and you want to run a 100-foot HDMI cable, for starters, they make some of those, but over that distance, it loses signal. So in terms of Ethernet, I've got a 150-foot cable right now. I'm not using it all, but I have a 150-foot cable. Doesn't seem like it's causing any issues running 150 feet. So I don't think that's going to cause an issue, Albert, but it is something that that is a really good question. You want to make sure, for example, if you're not able to run, you have options. So if you run a really long cable, here's what's going to happen. So chances are, it's going to be a big mess throughout your house to get to your router. But the smarter way to do it would be even to consider, well, hey, why don't I wire, if I'm going to do a lot of live streaming, why don't I wire my house for Ethernet? And what that would do is that would be an outlet in the wall that then runs down your wall, for example, like basically behind the wall, and then it runs to wherever your router is. And then that way your router gets plugged into that. And then you have one connection in your, for example, office, and you have one cable coming out versus this really long cable running through your house.
I learned so much from you, Christian. I just wrote that down.
Yeah.
I'm about to call Verizon.
Yep. Verizon, or I'd even just make sure
wire me up.
I'd hire like an electrician. But the thing is, you have to kind of think about this. If you're even into gaming, for example,
my kids are.
It's the same thing. Hook your game, your what is it? Is it a PS5 now? I think.
I don't even know. It's in my living room. I don't know if it's a 5, 6, 7, one of those numbers.
I was about to say a PS4. I think it's a 5, right? But make sure, like, if you're going to use something like that, plug it into the router. Like, that's what most people, or run a hard wire. That's what most people that do gaming, I think, do. Yeah. So awesome. But that's what I would do.
Great.
Hope that helps. And I look forward. And then Tim says Cat5. Yeah. Cat5 or Cat6 Ethernet is good up to 100 meters or 4,000 feet. So that goes back to what I was saying in terms of the cables. Make sure, it depends on what you're getting. So, for example, there are different Ethernet cables. There's Cat5, Cat6. Leticia, what was that? I'm not sure if that was like another aha moment.
Yeah.
There's Cat5.
I be forgetting I'm on camera.
There's Cat6E. There's Cat7, for example. And the cables are also designed for different things. So don't just buy, like, if you go to Amazon and look up Ethernet cable, you're going to come up with all these different ones. You want to make sure you get the right kind. And it also comes down to like your router as well. So if you have, for example, if you're like, let's say you need to run an Ethernet cable outside, there are certain types of Ethernet cables designed for that. Like, for example, Cat7, things like that. They have different shielding, all that kind of stuff. So don't just think like, oh, I'm going to buy the cheapest one on Amazon. You need to know, for starters, what kind of router you have. Like if it's an old router, Cat6, if it's an old router, meaning it's like 5+ years old, Cat6 is going to be pretty old. It's probably not going to give you the speed you're able to get with Cat6. So you do have to kind of know that. And then you also need to know the type of machine you have. So if you're using a new laptop is going to have support for different internet connections and different bandwidths versus an old computer is going to have different, it's going to allow different things as well. So you're only.
How do I know which cat my cord is?
The cable is actually going to have some writing on it. There will actually be, it's printed on the cable. It's like, if you'll have to like trace yourself along it. It'll say like Cat6, A or E or 5.
A 75C.
And then just keep going. There's going to be like a cat. It'll say cat something on it. So, but yeah. Awesome. Does that help, Francesca?
Yeah, that's great. So much information. Thank you.
Anytime.
I'll find what cat I got.
Awesome.
Thank you, Francesca.
Thank you, guys.
Drop me that link. Okay.
I did. Thank you.
I'm following you now. So.
Oh, good. Great.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Very cool. This is awesome. So like, Francesca, be sure you drop that link in the private chat so I can get a link to your channel so we can check it out.
Yep, she did. She put it right in there.
Awesome. Let me see. Leticia, if you have that, I don't see it in the private chat. Can you drop it in private chat for me?
Yeah, I'll send it to you on Facebook.
Let me see oh, cool. Okay. So let me just go through some comments here real quick.
Yeah. Someone asked about what mic should they start using.
Good question. Okay. We'll take that one.
Mm-hmm.
So Karen, what mic are you using now? If you're using the one that's built into your laptop, I think the next logical upgrade would be probably to get a Samson Q2U.
Mm-hmm.
It's a $70 microphone. Let me see if I can bring that up real quick, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we always recommend this, I mean, it's a $70 microphone. It has a really cool feature. It's got USB and let me see something. It's got USB and it's got XLR. So there are two types of connections. And so the thing is, chances are you're going to start with USB, and then you may want to upgrade at some point, and you're going to need an audio interface or things like that to do that. And so that's where the XLR connection would come in handy. So let me show you all what that looks like.
Yeah, another important point is to look at like how do you want your mic to be set up, because when I first got this mic, it was like one that stood on my desk, and after a while I didn't like that because it was just another object on my desk, which is why I got this boom arm separately. I purchased it separately because I like it. I like to be able to move it away when I'm not live,
Yeah.
or when I just don't feel like using my mic, because I do like client calls all the time and I don't always use my mic on client calls. I just use my headphones. But really look at how you want your setup to be and what works well for you as well. You know, are you going to be remotely? Like, so maybe I just purchased a lavalier lapel mic and I use it on my balcony and the sound is amazing. Like I wouldn't bring this mic on my balcony. It's just too much,
Yeah.
you know? So it's, you know, you got to really, put that into account as well. Yeah. She says she doesn't currently have a mic right now. So yeah.
Okay. So this is the Samson Q2U. I'll show you all what this looks like. This is a so it comes with a stand. It can be removed from the stand. It can be a handheld mic. And as you can see, it can connect via USB. And then this is what it looks like on the bottom. So there's the USB option, and then this is the XLR cable. And so you can actually plug headphones into this too, so you can actually hear yourself while you're talking and things like that.
Right. Right.
So that's a good option for a mic. And as I mentioned, $70. It can also then work two ways. It can plug directly into the computer, or it can be connected into a mixer. In this case, it's plugged in right here into the mixer, into what's an XLR connection.
Yeah,
So,
Karen, that would be a great mic for you. I really feel that's going to work out really well.
So good starter mic. And we always recommend something like that because, again, it's getting started with what you have, but also being strategic as well. So, you could go and buy a Blue Yeti mic and it'll cost you $90 to $150, but it's a USB mic. And so if you're like, well, I want to get an audio interface, for example, I got a Rodecaster Pro, and that allows me to like record directly to the device. I can record a podcast. I feed all my audio through it. However, that also means that I would have to upgrade my mic.
Right.
So if I'm strategic and I spend $70, I don't mind spending $70 knowing I can use it for multiple things, as opposed to $150 and then knowing I'm not going to use that mic at some point. So, okay, let's go through some more comments here, and then we're going to bring up our guests. Is it Apache that's next? Who's next, Leticia?
Tim is next.
Okay, cool. So let me look there here real quick.
Tim boy.
I want to answer SK's crappy catching adventures. By the way, I like your play on words there because crappy is a type of fish, by the way. And I'm going to assume that's what your channel is about.
Oh, that is wow. That's amazing.
So a schedule, good audio, good video, clean language, and posting notifications to reach people in your niche has been the key to a great start for me. Awesome. I love hearing that.
That's right.
SK's crappy catching adventures. If you happen to have a link to your show,
share
in
in the comments. I'll follow you.
Yeah, I want to check it out actually. So see if there's any areas we can help.
I don't like to catch fish, but I'll eat a fish down.
Let's see what we got here. So they're good comments. Brendan has a good feature request here about donations. I'm making a note here real quick. Leticia, how about this? Let's go ahead and bring on Tim, and I'm gonna make a couple of notes here.
That's right. Come on down,
Tim. Good to see you.
Hello. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Anytime. So I think have we had you? No, you're actually new. Okay.
New.
I am new. I'm a newbie here. I sure am.
Welcome.
You were reminding me of someone else actually who was in, I think they were in like Cape Town or something, Leticia.
I think
we had the guy.
so.
It was a while ago. I only could see the thumbnail of your video and I was like, oh, it looks like it's the same guy. But
Maybe
no, it's
related.
good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. Absolutely.
So what can we help you with?
So I had two questions, really. The first one is, so my show is a talk radio show, and we've been doing it. The show's 5 years old, talk radio and podcast. And we've just recently started live streaming about a month ago. And I think a lot of our established users are used to us being either radio or podcast. So we're not getting a lot of momentum yet on our live streams. So I'm just curious as to some methods there, especially for someone that has an established audience that maybe isn't looking to a live stream or video format to increase audience size.
Good question, actually. So I think the first thing I would ask you is on YouTube, are you doing anything with your videos? Like, so for example, and what I mean by that is you schedule out your live stream, right, to go out to YouTube.
Right, I do.
Are you going behind the scenes once you schedule it out and optimizing the title and the description and the tags?
I am actually, or to be honest, I just did that this week. So kind of learning a little bit each week as I go along.
Okay.
So I did start, I actually just figured out on StreamYard last week that we could go in and kind of add additional text in there. So we're going in and adding that, and then going in and editing things, putting a nice thumbnail in there, you know, as a kind of a teaser of what we've got coming up, taking a couple of kind of headlines out of what we're doing. We have 2 shows, our main show that we do from our studio location. And then we have we call it Brews and News. My show's about craft beer, Beer Guys Radio. So we do our main studio show with guests that we interview. And then we have a shorter format show that we kind of do, you know, right here from our homes, my co-host and I, called Brews and News, where we go over some news stories and share a couple of beers. So I've just figured out how to go in, schedule those, get the information, you know, put a catchy image in there, and then try and do kind of some teasers of some of the topics we're going to cover for the upcoming show.
Very cool. Okay, so let me look at this. So I'll say this, the way that I have a podcast, so I have something similar to yours. I have a podcast on live streaming, and so what I do is I sometimes will have interviews with people. And so what we will do is we'll do 2 things. For starters, we'll actually stream to a private unlisted YouTube video, and then we have the audio recording done at the same time. And then the audio recording gets dropped like a week later, and then we launch the video at the same time.
Okay.
So that's my strategy of what I do to build up viewership. But I think the other thing that's important, I'm looking at your channel here. I want to bring this up, and please tell me I've got the right one here.
Okay.
So it's Beer Guys Radio, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. So here is your YouTube channel. So you've got 500 something subscribers. Congrats on that. That's really good.
Not bad. You're halfway there.
And that's interesting. So you got 20K, you got 20,000 views on these videos, 11,000, 9,000, and you're only getting a handful on your live streams. So I think one thing I would look at is see if we can get some traction on the replays.
Yes.
We are seeing a few more on the replays. You know, when you go in, there's one that we did that I think we had like 5 live viewers, and it's up to like 37. So, you know, still nothing major, but we do, you know, we do see more coming in on the replays there.
So that's the first thing I think I do. And then the second thing I think I do is I'd make sure that I'm promoting my live streams ahead of time as much as possible. So for example, like for this, for live stream reviews, we try to get that out at least like a week ahead of time. So like making sure, for example, that like, even though you have 500 subscribers on the channel, how many of those are actually active?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So this is where like I'd almost supplement things with continuing to do, and let me see what's your recent videos you've done. Let's see. So, when do we go to? So you're doing mostly lives, right? Are you doing any pre-recordings?
So if you scroll back there to the top, I'll show you where the break is. So the Iron Hill Brewery, that was not live. The others before that are live show, or excuse me, those are lives. Back Paddle Brewing was the last we did that's not live. So after that, we've done live shows, or we had an issue with the stream one time with bad static. So one of those is a video that we recorded and then I uploaded later, but it's just a video of the live stream.
Okay. So I think, I mean, from what I'm seeing, I think for starters, let's look at like, so Brews and News, awesome. I think the one thing I would change, I will say on this is I would focus more on what the topic is about.
Yeah.
Like you can put in like, so for example, Brews and News is the title of your show, right?
Right.
But what is that episode about?
Yeah.
That's the first thing I'd say.
Yeah. And it does show it in there. It's just too much text, you know, so there. Yeah.
So, well, and here's the reason why I would do that. So what I would do is I would put Brews and News. I'd put this in the title or in the description and things like that, the description and the tags on your video, but make sure this title makes sense based off what people are looking for and optimizing it.
Okay.
Like, so Beers for a Cause, for example. So I don't know if Beers for a Cause is a tag. Let's see what you got. So you don't have any tags either. That's the other thing.
Yeah. That was just last night. I haven't went in and edited it since then. So,
So here's the way I would work. I would actually reverse the way I'm working.
Yeah.
I would schedule the live stream And immediately after scheduling the live stream, I would
Put
go
those tags in.
and add the tags.
Honestly,
Right.
I didn't know you could do it that way. I
Yeah.
thought you had to have the video up before you could edit those tags and that. So that's a great tip. I appreciate that.
That's what I do. So
Yeah,
every
okay.
like for example, this one we schedule this and I go in behind the scenes and I add the tags. I change the title, I get the description, I add the tags based off of what it's going to be about.
I do the same thing.
And then
Okay.
that way it so as it starts going out, here's what can happen. YouTube might actually pick it up and then all of a sudden they start showing to more people.
Exactly. Then it hits set reminder and stuff like that.
Great.
A question I have for you though, do you have like a text list? Like if somebody was on the show and you tell your audience text text beer at 2255, whatever. Do you have that right now?
A text list? No, I'm not even sure.
I
what
would
that
create
be.
one. You could join stuff like community.com, like different, text services where you can start building up your text list. So when you do go live, you can send out the link, especially since you're
Okay.
scheduling anyway, you can schedule out. So when you do go live, everyone on your list gets a text message, then they hop onto your show. I think that'd
Okay.
be great because now you're going to start to build community. So you could either do a text list or you could do an email list. It's up to you. But for your particular niche, I would definitely do a text list and just have it to where, you just, as you schedule out your streams on StreamYard, you're also going to your text or responder service and also schedule out the link. So when y'all do go live, everybody automatically gets a text. And now you're building up that community, getting people back onto watching the show, and you're growing from there. And also any updates, anything new you guys have coming up, like brand new merch or a giveaway or whatever, you're sending it out to your list.
Right. And we've just been using really our social channels. We've got an email list, and then of course we do the scheduling to YouTube and Facebook
Right,
and that to
right.
where it notifies the followers there.
I know, but with YouTube, if they don't click that bell button, they don't really
Right.
get notified.
Click
So,
that bell,
we like to, beat the algorithms here and really say, okay,
Mm-hmm.
just in case, people do hit the bell, because my clients tell me that all the time, like, Coach, I am following you. I have the bell button, but I still don't get your notifications, right? So at least they get that email when I do go live. They hop on and they get to watch. So you don't want to just rely on the social media notifications, because you're talking about billions of people that, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Got to
Yeah.
be notified. So try out that text list and you
Okay.
start
I'll take a
building
look.
up that community, because those are going to be your riders. They're going to continuously come back and just ingest your content over and over again. And when you let them know, like, hey guys, if y'all want to learn more about the show or know when we're going live, text us at Texas Beer at 55555,
Right.
and they do it and they join, and
Okay.
they join
That
your
sounds
text
good.
list. Yeah.
And that kind of ties into my second question about
Sure.
exposure, where we go around there. My second one is: it best to focus on one streaming platform and really fine tune that? Right now, we're doing to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter Periscope. Would it be better to say, hey, a YouTube show and fine tune on that, or are we doing it right by trying to get on as many platforms as possible?
So that's a good question. Leticia,
That's
you
an
wanna take
amazing
that?
question. Okay, first thing, there is no wrong answer, but also speaking from my experience, I am fine tuning. I am like, listen, I want everybody to watch me on YouTube. If you want to watch a live, want to watch my show, watch it on YouTube. And to be quite honest, when I schedule out my shows, even though I'm showing up on Facebook and other Twitter and other places, on my email list, they get the link to my YouTube channel and I send them there. Like, I want to build that channel up, so, and put all the traffic on video content wise over there. So yeah, I mean, it is good to simulcast. It is good to show up in different places, expand your territory, but monetizing wise, because I do always have my business hat on. I'm like,
Right.
I need people to get on over to YouTube and watch
That's a good
there.
point.
And
Sure.
again, I have playlists on there. They can, binge my content over there instead of going on Facebook and sifting through. And I know some of y'all are going to say, yeah, if you're on a Facebook business page, you could put a playlist there. But people know how to use YouTube when it comes to video content better than any other platform. They know to go to playlists and check out my different shows I have on there. They know that if they want to catch me long form content to go into YouTube. So,
Okay.
it's really, that's why I just say there's no wrong answer, to be totally honest. It's really about where do you want this to go? Do you want to really leverage this and monetize this, build community? Then send them over to YouTube. If you just want to just say, hey, I just want to talk and spread my content all over and just have great conversation, then continue to, send your audience different places. But that's why there's really no wrong answer to that question. Really preference your own. That's why I say go according to your personal preference. Where do you want your people to watch you on?
Sounds good.
So Tim, do me a favor. Can you ask your question again? Because I want to actually answer. I want to answer this one, and I want to also talk about the text messaging one.
Right.
Okay. You want me to ask the question I just asked again? Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So my question there was: is it better to focus on one streaming platform and fine tune for that platform, or is it best to stream to every platform available to maximize the exposure?
Okay. So this is the advice I would give you. So I would pick a platform that I want to focus on. So for example, if YouTube is where if you've already got an audience of 500 something people on your YouTube channel,
nurture that.
I don't know what your other social channels look like, but deep down, where you get the most engagement at, right? So for example, trying to beat the Facebook algorithm, don't try.
Don't try it.
Right.
You could have 10,000 fans, for example, there, but if you're looking at your post and you're like, well, I'm getting no one that really views it, no one is engaging with it. The thing is, if people don't engage with that 10,000 fan audience, pretty much goes to zero at some point.
That's right.
And that's because they're no longer engaging with your stuff. And so Facebook then says, well, we're not going to show your stuff to people who are not engaging. So you need to take a hard look at, where do I get the most engagement at? Okay.
Right.
And so, for example, if that is YouTube, fantastic. And so then what I would do off of that is I would still stream to all the other platforms that you want to. You got to figure out, like, for example, if you've never streamed to Twitch or Periscope / Twitter, there's nothing wrong with doing it, like starting the stream there, because that's going to at least potentially expose you to people that may not know about your YouTube channel, for example.
That was really my thinking. Like we've got a perfect record of 0 viewers on Twitch right now for all episodes. But again, that's another platform, new platform. I'm not sure if it's the best platform for our format, but again, if people discover it out there and it doesn't,
at least you could pivot off of that content, and still put stuff on there.
And thanks to StreamYard, all I have to do is click a button to stream there anyhow.
That's right.
So to that point, if it were me, I would probably, in your case, I would probably stream to YouTube as my primary, even though you could multi-stream to different places, I would say, okay, so YouTube is my primary place. Okay. Then I also want to let's test out Facebook. Okay. We'll push that to Facebook. We'll also be doing that to, I don't know if LinkedIn's really your place for that sort of thing, but okay, let's do Twitch, for example. Let's do Periscope / Twitter, but make sure you put the effort into your YouTube channel. And that means things like putting a thumbnail in, for example, that is designed for YouTube, for example. So I'll give you an example here. If you go to youtube.com /hashtag and then put in a hashtag at the end of it, it will actually allow you to put in here. Let's see, give me a keyword, Leticia, to put in.
Makeup.
Okay. There you go. Okay. So here's what I'm going to show you.
I know you're going to find a lot. That's not really specific.
It's fine. This is good. So here's what that's going to do. I'm going to show you this. Tim. And basically what this is going to do is YouTube. I'm not saying use hashtags at the moment, but hashtags up to 3 in a YouTube description can help broaden your exposure, for example, of your channel. Let's change this to beer. Let's
YouTube will actually tag those in the title of the video up to 3, correct?
And you should be using. Isn't there a big trade going on with the Packers? I think you should use those hashtags. People are going crazy over that.
So get on the hot topics there.
Because they drink beer.
For example, you're and I didn't check out your channel yet on this, but you can have up to 3 hashtags at the top of your YouTube video. They pull these from the title, the description. So, for example, if you put the hashtag in twice, for example, it's going to rule one of this out, but you only need to put 3 main hashtags. And so, for example, I'm giving you an example here. You want to get some more exposure for your channel, craft beer, for example, put that in the description of your video. I put my hashtags at the bottom, but put it in the description. The other reason I was saying to go here is because you're talking about craft beer. So the other thing that needs to make sure that you match with your channel is if people are looking up craft beer, what are all the other channels doing for their thumbnails?
Sure.
So make sure your thumbnails, for example, some of these are actually, honestly, these are a little bit busy to me.
I like the one at the top.
This one?
Yeah.
One?
It's very eleganza. Yeah.
Like, so I'd say first off, like go here, go to youtube.com/the the actual hashtag you would use and look through what are actually here. Like see what channels are here. For example, oh, this one's got 4,800 views. For example, this is actually a pretty good one because it's nice and like obvious of what people are learning.
Yeah, that's a popular channel. I see a lot from him.
So, but look at the channels and say, okay, like for example, I'm gonna use the word makeup, and I'm gonna put this in there because you see obviously with craft beer, you see very different thumbnails, right?
Yes.
Versus if you go to makeup, what are you gonna see? You're gonna see most of the same styles, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna see all these people doing like right and wrong, before and after, you know, the makeup kit, for example. Things that as you can see, like things people are learning how to do in these videos. Does this make sense? Does this make sense, Tim?
It does, yes.
So stuff like that, I think would be very useful, like to show you, like to learn from. So then this way you're able to like, so for example, if you go here and you start seeing like everybody's thumbnails look the same, I want to make sure that mine don't look exactly the same, but they follow a certain like formula, i.e. there's a, you know, people know what they're getting. Maybe there's some text on there. Maybe there's a hashtag on that as well.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does.
So that's the first thing I would do. And then the second thing I mentioned is making sure you include 3 hashtags in your videos. That'll definitely help you increase the exposure of your videos. And then making sure every time you schedule a live, go back in. So I schedule my live on StreamYard and then I go into my YouTube channel and I go and I make edits. So I put the title, I put the description, I put some tags, and then I will also go to the bottom since it's a live stream and check live stream replay so that the chat shows up, make sure the category is correct and all that sort of thing as well.
Right.
Sounds good.
So do it before the stream, not after. You can always go back and adjust after, but I always try to do it beforehand.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I didn't know I could do it before, so that's good advice. I'll start doing that.
And then just a quick point about Leticia's comment about like text list and things like that.
Yeah.
So I know Going Green Mom here, Leticia had a question how much that costs. Do you happen to know offhand?
Well, it all depends. There are various different prices. I mean, you can get some. It all depends on the how big your text list is. So if you have a text list of 500, I think community.com is $99 per month, but there's other sites. I know some people like $100 a month. That's a lot. I use it because I like the features of that platform. I just love it. But there's other sites you could go on to, other companies that are cheaper, like $14, but it all depends on the size of your text list. So start at the cheapest. And then as you grow, as your list grows, you can, level up from there. But try to find one that you can stick to, because one thing is true. If you go to a text list and you decide to switch companies, let's say you have 2,000 numbers on your text list, they have to resubscribe to the new company that you are now using. What I mean by, let's say if you're using community.com first, you're growing your text list on there, then you decide to switch companies, let's say with Joe Smo text automation service. You cannot, switch over those numbers. They have to resubscribe to your new list, just so you guys know. So pick one that you're going to stick to. All right.
Does that make sense? And I'd say this in terms of like a free one versus a paid one and things like that. So the other option you could always do is you could set up a WhatsApp business account.
Yep.
So you don't have to use your personal number. Like you can go to Google Voice, for example, google.com/voice, get yourself a free number at that point. So you can now have a business number and then go over to WhatsApp, get the WhatsApp business account, and you could set up a WhatsApp text list basically that way as well that people would have to opt into. So it'd be something like, hey, go on like, WhatsApp, for example, for business and send me, if you want to be added, join this list. And then that way they join that list as well. The benefit there would be then you just send out one message from your phone from that number to all those people and it'd be like, hey, we're getting ready to go live. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And
Right.
just make sure you change your settings because so that they can't call you. Like you may get a 2 a.m. call or
Gotcha.
something like that.
Okay.
Make sure you set it up to where you can't get no phone calls like out of the blue because you don't know, even though they're on your list, you don't really know them
Right.
like that. So I enjoy the whole texting listing. It's quite fun.
And our followers are drinking, so there's no telling what kind of calls or what kind of hours we
That's
get.
right.
I will say this: if you start with just adding the hashtags, even go back to your previous streams you've done, add the hashtags and start to like actually spend the time crafting, what that title, description, and tag set is going to look like. I think you're going to actually start to get more mileage on your other videos as well. Because the other great thing about craft beer, for example, is that it's actually evergreen content if you think about it, right?
That's right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, oh, it's a tutorial.
It's
something
beer.
changed next week. It's beer.
Right.
Exactly.
It's beer, man.
So
yeah.
Awesome.
Excellent.
And someone asked how can they find the right hashtags? We talked about this on our last show. If y'all go back and check out the replay for that. But we said, you should find a hashtag that's based on your topic, also based on the theme of your show, and also the conversation. So, for example, like Tim, since football season's coming back, go Vikings.
Falcons.
You could base your hashtags around that because now there's a huge trading thing going on. It's like a huge thing right now. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Find the hot topic that you can tie into and market with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Put your channel in the chat. I want to follow you.
Okay. We'll do. Yeah. Sure enough. Appreciate it. Well, thanks, y'all. I appreciate the info.
Anytime.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye. That was awesome, actually. I gotta say, I still love all the new people that we get to meet.
Yes.
I didn't realize that somebody was streaming about craft beer. So
yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm not a beer person, but I'll definitely watch.
So Tim, thanks for that, and be sure you drop a link to your show as well, so we can check it out. Awesome. Definitely.
Ooh, we have a good question. Okay, can we go to questions now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
How valuable is niching down to one or two things as a streamer? It's important. It's so important. You're like having your audience be clear on what exactly you do, what topics you're covering. It is important because if you're talking about so many different things and people are not zeroed in and clear on what it is that you or what message you're contributing, they don't really watch long, or stay watching. What do you think, Christian?
I definitely think you need to niche down. I mean, I'd love to know what their industry is actually.
Yeah.
So how valuable is niching down to one or two things? Yeah. I mean, it's important, but you need I need to know more about what your channel's about. Yes. I know sometimes we get people that come on and they say, well, you know what? I want to do a channel that talks about my interests, like my cooking. And then I want to talk about tech reviews and things like that. And you don't want to do too much of that.
You don't.
Because it does if you have you can always set up a second channel that's specific to different things. You always share videos from one channel onto another as a playlist and things like that. So definitely I think niching down makes the most sense.
Yes, it does. I wouldn't do makeup tutorials on my channel. I would make a separate channel and do it because my channel now has nothing to do with makeup. So, a lot of times you can tie in two niches together, but to make it easier for yourself, figure out what specific thing you want to be known for and pivot off of that.
By the way, excellent dude. I'd love to have I'd love to know more about so you said, I love the idea of doing a stream, but I keep talking myself out of it because my content provides solutions to specific problems. So
that's good.
For example, is it tech support, for example? What kind of solutions are you providing? What, I'd love to know more. So if you
I would love to know more. I mean, I haven't feeling like maybe you want to do something make this a business. So when you are sharing content, talk about really the what, not the how. So what are the problems and what are the specific solutions, but not so much how they can get a solution. So we'd love to have you on the on the
Excel
show.
tutorials. Okay.
Oh, so, Excel tutorials. Okay.
Well, hold on. So
I like that.
You do Excel tutorials.
I like Excel.
I look at it like this. I think I think you need to build two different types of content there. I think the first thing would be if it's Excel tutorials, for example, then some of those might be ongoing solutions that people are going to need.
That's right. So Excel for business, Excel for moms, Excel for budgeting, Excel for expenses. Like, you can get really niche there.
And then go into like what the specific like question is. So if somebody's like, hey, how do I, for example, if it's in Excel, how do I create a formula?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
If it's something super simple like that, I would not live stream that. I would turn that into a pre-recorded video. So I pre-record how to do that. And the reason is because that's going to be a question that people are always going to ask, right?
Right.
And it's going to have
can you
like,
go over that again? Can you touch on that again?
For the most part, it's going to be, and it's going to have comments probably and people asking those questions.
Yeah.
Now, what I would probably maybe consider for the live streams is maybe something like what we're doing here. We're doing live stream reviews, for example, where people come on, bring their show and ask us questions. You might say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do one live stream a week and I'm going to give people 2 hours of my time.
Yep.
And during that time, it could be, maybe collecting even questions from your audience to use on future pre-recorded videos.
Right.
Or
show me your Excel.
you could actually have it where somebody, maybe they have a specific Excel question. Yep. Maybe you have them send their questions beforehand.
Right.
And you pick one question to answer during your live stream. I don't know, like depending on how complicated it is, or it could be 5 questions that are related along the same idea. So for example, if it's how to create formulas in Excel, maybe it could be like somebody says, hey, how do I create a formula? That's like one question. Maybe there's a second question. How do I make an advanced formula? Maybe the third one is a more advanced one. And you can center them around the main topic of helping you, how to create formulas in Microsoft Excel version, whatever it is. And then that way, those people tune in live and they're going to be able to learn the basic one, the intermediate one, the advanced one around your topic.
Right. So, I mean, you can have so much. Like even when I worked in corporate, we had to be Excel certified. So I have my Excel certification. Yeah. Like it would be great to have there was no channels back then that talked about it, but a channel that talked about how can you prepare for the exam if that's something that you do. You get tons of people watching that because I know nowadays office jobs require that you are, at least here in New York, will want you to be Excel certified. So
awesome. So good luck with that, by the way. Excellent, dude. And if you want to come back on, just let us know.
Yeah.
So I got one more question I have, and then we're going to bring on Apache here, and we're actually going to actually get to the end here shortly.
Yeah, do the giveaway.
But we got some people still tuning. No, we got more people. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's a good. Thanks for the reminder. Actually,
let's put her up.
So we're going to take some more questions here, and what I want to do though is I want to have you put in hashtag Love StreamYard. And I've just started our giveaway tool, by the way. We do have a giveaway tool at StreamYard.com/giveaway. And I'll show you guys how this works here during this show, actually. So
absolutely. Can we answer one more question?
Yeah, we got
host Charles. We got a celebrity up on it. Hey!
Okay, so let's take Apache because Apache's been here like super
Yes,
patient.
let's take Apache.
Apache, you ready to come on? Awesome. How you doing?
You're
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Very good.
Great.
Good. I won't be long. Thank you guys for having this
No,
platform.
you're fine. Take your time.
It's cool. You're good.
All right, cool. My name is Apache. I do a weekly virtual open mic show called Soul Motif. And I've been using StreamYard from the beginning, and I love it. And my main question is more of a bunch of feature questions, but I was curious to know what the collaboration with Hopin, what that's going to bring to StreamYard in terms of features and tools, if anything new.
Okay, very good question, actually. So, they're basically separate products.
Yeah.
So, for those who want to get into like virtual events, for example, you can take your StreamYard broadcast and like you can just live stream, or you can create a virtual event around that with stages and networking and let's see what else we have. There's expo booths and things like that, like breakout sessions. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it allow you to, like, for example, right now you're just in here. So if you wanted to have, say you want to put an event and you want to have 5 different, let's say you want to have 5 people like on different stages. Instead of having to run 5 separate StreamYard broadcasts, you could umbrella them underneath one Hopin event. Does that make sense?
So you have to be on Hopin to do that. I couldn't do that from StreamYard.
Right. Yes.
Got it.
And then the StreamYard piece, and we're working on an integration, by the way, to get comments and things like that into it as well.
But does the interface and everything still look like StreamYard? Will it still be the same?
The interface would be on Hopin at that point.
Would be Hopin.
Like,
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So some people, for example, like when we were doing the live stream Success Summit, I had 2 windows open. I had the Hopin window open where I could see things, and then I had the StreamYard broadcast open because I was backstage in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see.
So I was coming into StreamYard, and then it was being pushed over to the Hopin side.
Got it. Yeah, one last question. I'll
sure.
keep it brief. Will this be recorded and will it live on YouTube so I can go back? Because there's so much great information I will unpack. Okay, beautiful. So there's no need for me to ask questions. I'll go back and check the
I like your setup.
Thank you very much.
It's YouTube. Here, I'll put a link here in the comments, by the way. For those of you who have not subscribed to the StreamYard YouTube channel, you can subscribe here. And this is definitely there. There's a whole playlist actually. So we've got like 15 episodes. And I will say it's quite a bit of watching, by the way. They're between 1 hour and like sometimes even 4 hours.
We went over 4 hours a couple of times.
So,
but Christian, what would you suggest for his popping? Because I hear the. You hear that?
Do you have a pop filter in front of your mic at all?
I do not. I do not have a pop filter.
Okay, so that's the first thing I think I'd recommend getting one of those. Like I don't have one on my mic, but that's also because of the type of mic I have. So I don't necessarily it's not like the plosives, like that kind of stuff. It's not going to necessarily get picked up. But in your case, I'd recommend getting a pop filter in front of that.
Okay.
It's also going to bring it's going to also enhance the sound a little bit. It's going to give it a warmer sound as well.
Like, you're going to sound like Barry White. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yes.
So, this is definitely recorded. We do this every single week. We do this 3 to 4 times a month. What is it? When are we not doing this, Leticia?
We're not doing this on May 8th, but there will be a YouTube review show on that day. Next Saturday.
So there's like 1 day a month that we take off.
Yeah.
So.
Great. Beautiful.
Awesome.
Thank you guys very much. I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Anytime. Thank you. Awesome. Man.
Yeah.
So I dropped the link there. Hopefully everyone will go and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've not done so. And that's just make sure you don't miss all the shows that we do. And we have quite a few shows. We have like what's today? Today's Saturday, right? Yeah. So tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we've got the StreamYard Town Hall. It's where Gage and Dan, the co-founders of StreamYard, you get to basically chat with them. They take your questions. Sometimes they have announcements. Like I think last week we talked about the giveaway tool.
Yes.
So there's always a lot of StreamYard news that goes on there. And then on Monday, we also have a show called Livestream Impact, where Julie Riley likes to interview marketers about like some of the techniques or tactics. I know last week we talked about YouTube live stream like the importance of optimizing your YouTube live streams with Rob Balasabas from a company called TubeBuddy, now called part of Ben Network, I guess. Yeah. So I do have one comment I want to bring up.
Sure.
By the way, don't forget, if you want to enter the giveaway, you're going to get to win. What are we going to give away today, Leticia?
Can we do a mug? We haven't done a mug in a while.
A mug? Okay, yeah, we'll give away a mug. There we go. So just put #LoveStreamYard in the comments, and I'm collecting them on our giveaway tool. I did actually start the giveaway tool, by the way, and I'll give you guys a quick rundown of how this works. But yeah, we'll do a mug. So just put #LoveStreamYard in the comments. So Jan, to answer your question, doing a giveaway today. Yes, can't wait to win a duck mug. Definitely.
Awesome.
So Jan, make sure you enter Love StreamYard.
And those mugs are quite big. You put soup in it and chicken nuggets, all kind of stuff.
Awesome. Let me find this comment actually real quick. I want to pull up.
Yeah. We had some good comments come through. I got to find them.
We do actually. Yeah. Let me find it real quick. It was from, she was briefly backstage and then she dropped out. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Here it is. So it was
Go ahead, Charles.
Eat with Phil. So let me see. So she was asking,
Eat with Phil.
Is there a way to allow another content creator to control the comments if they did it? I think she said if they did not schedule the stream. So the way that works right now is you have to give your login. And I don't say give your login. You have to give your email address that you used for your StreamYard account to somebody. So I'll use Leticia as an example. And I will caveat this as well. So I think the first thing is make sure you trust the person you give it to. So for example, if you're going to bring on a moderator. So for example, Leticia and I were able to make this work because we talk about what our show plan is. We also talk about who's going to do what responsibility. For example, sometimes like Leticia, for example, is backstage in the private chat. As people come on, we always make sure we tell them to turn their camera on, but we also want to know what their question is so that when we bring them up, we know exactly like roughly what they're going to ask. It helps make the show flow a little bit better. So that's the first thing. Make sure you trust the person. Second thing is that person's going to need to log into StreamYard.com with your email address. It's going to generate a 6-digit code. It's going to get emailed to you, and then you have to pass that over to the person. So it comes to me, and then I pass it to Leticia. So then that way Leticia logs in, and she has the same admin access that I do as well at that point. But make sure, can't stress it enough that you trust that person. So for example, if you're going to hire a producer, make sure you trust that person. You've kind of vetted them. You know, if it's like your child, for example, or your business partner, again, make sure, you both know, you both have the same access to do things, and just coordinate what you're going to talk about. So that's how it doesn't matter at that point. They could even go in and schedule streams for you. So you just need to make sure you're on the same page with how it works.
And tell them what they need to do. A lot of times people hire producers and people to help them with their shows, and they assume that they should know when to bring up a comment or when to do a banner. Like, create your own run of show, send it to them, and have them go according to that. And if you make updates to it, you let them know and say, hey, go back to the link, check out the run of show again. I made some updates to it. That's something that's very important.
And Going Green Mom did ask, how will we still be able to do the workaround after the Teams is running? The Teams feature StreamYard Teams coming out in the summer of 2021. I don't have any information on that actually, about how that will work.
Yeah, we're sort of waiting too.
I've seen the demo of it. That's pretty much about it. I may get to test it out, but that's about the extent of it.
It's coming, y'all. It's coming.
Okay, so let's do this. And by the way, I want to thank everybody, by the way, who's been tuning in. I mean, we love doing these. SK's Crappy Catching Adventures. I will walk you through the giveaway tool in 2 seconds, actually. I'm going to bring Charles up real quick.
Yes, we got a celebrity in the building.
Look, we're going to bring Charles up, and we got about a couple more minutes here left in the show, but I will promise I will show you how to do that.
Yes.
And then, Tanya, I'm going to also answer your question about preloading notes in advance of a stream.
Right.
We'll talk about that as well. But, okay, so Charles, we're bringing you on. Charles, how we doing?
What's going on, people? Love it, and I love it.
Sorry, how are you bringing that in, by the way?
That is awesome.
This is the Go XLR Pro, the full version.
Yeah. Cool.
So first of all, I just want to big you two up, because if nobody is following you guys off this show, you need to follow them. Because Christian, real quick, you were on a show this week with somebody else. I'm watching you talking about live streaming and producing. Who were you on again with her? It was you and her. Short hair. What's her name?
Melanie Diane Howe.
Yes.
There you go. Watch that video right there. And also Leticia was promoting that. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, on StreamYard, you can add longer videos and you book the client.
That's right.
There you go for you. There you go. So good stuff to you guys. Make sure you follow them both. Go on their Instagram and follow. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number one thing too, lately, we talked about it last time.
Yeah.
I'm on lately as well.
Awesome.
So it's a great program. It helps you out to push out your content. Once you navigate through it, it is absolutely fantastic. Make sure you guys get it. If you can afford it, like you said, there's different tiers to help you, but it helps you market your stuff. All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty. The nitty gritty number one is when they push out that product so you can bring back end people.
Yeah.
I want you to ask them, can we go from StreamYard to StreamYard partners? For example, if I bring on Leticia and you guys bring me on and we're co-hosting, I want her to be able to push her button for her drop thirds to come on.
Okay, good idea. Okay.
That way I'm not always controlling the drop thirds. She can do the drop thirds. So if I'm speaking and I'm like, oh yeah, don't forget to go to this website, and I'm not pushing my website button, Leticia's like, don't worry, I got you. She can push the button and it comes across the screen for co-hosts to have control. That would be fantastic.
Okay.
Also, in the green room, I don't know if anybody else has had it in the green room. The green room, when you talk to people in the private chat, it goes to everyone.
Yes.
I want it to go to, I want to be able to pick like Zoom, the one name, and talk to that person. So if I want to talk to Leticia and go, Leticia, Christian is not sitting in his chair. Where did this boy go? I don't need all 13 of my guests seeing that one-on-one conversation that I'm having with you.
Exactly.
So I would love that feature.
You can ask them to do that. Now, here's the other feature I would love, and I know you guys can do it.
Okay, what is it?
I love the giveaway tool. I think it's awesome. I've been using it I've used it every day since it's been available.
Right.
Because I'm an event planner and we give away free gifts all the time. Yeah. But what I would love is a secret word embed. So what happens is when people are in the comments and they write a comment and they ask a question and I put the secret word in, whoever makes a comment and they type in that secret word, it automatically just pops them up on the screen and they get the prize of the day.
Wow, that'd be good.
So if you and Leticia talk about, okay, the secret word today will be live stream, or a keyword like best lighting, or, push out your content, whatever word you two decide. You see how all of us are in the chat right now talking to each other? If anybody puts in that keyword, the first person to type it in, boom, they come on the screen like a giveaway.
Wow.
Cool. I like that.
I love that idea.
That's all it is for me, people. And I love what you're doing. And I love my StreamYard family. We're talking and seem old friends. So guys, keep pushing out your content. I know you said somebody was scared to do it. Just do it. You gotta push it out there. You know what I mean? And here's the funny thing, how you get started. Midnight.
Late in the night.
Late in the night.
After dark.
Midnight. When you know everybody's sleeping, push the button, go ahead and do it. Because if you get one or two people, you feel comfortable, you're not bad, and as no one's watching, and as you do more, then you end up being crazy like me. All right? And that's all you need to do.
Midnight and a couple of wine.
Yeah, I love the advice. I mean, so here's the thing. I mean, if you're somebody who is afraid of being on camera, a couple of ways you can do that to get more comfortable are to stream to like a private, like an unlisted YouTube channel, for example, or unlisted video on YouTube. So only you see it. Stream to a private Facebook group where you're the only person. And then if you want to like kind of, let's say you want to like give yourself a little more like a little more leeway there. Like, okay, so stream at night when no one else is on, presumably.
Right.
So like, and then start to like, condition that as you're getting comfortable doing that. So I love that suggestion, Charles. Thank you so much for that. And all the
problem, guys. And you guys are doing an awesome job. And I'm taking tips. Remember, everybody, share your tips because everybody can help each other. And that's what this whole thing is for. So keep up the great work, everybody.
Anytime. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles.
See you, Charles. Awesome. I always love having Charles join us.
He's amazing.
Yeah. So let me go back and answer a couple more questions real quick, and then we're going to wrap things up. So we had a question from Tanya. She was asking, is there a way to preload notes in advance of StreamYard?
Yeah, preload your banners. I do that all the time for my shows. I just set up my banners in advance, and that way I could just go live and it's there.
So log into your StreamYard account, go to the banners section, and then you can add, like I always do this as well. I go in and I add my banners that I'm going to bring up during the show. It's basically my show process, my show flow. I go through and I set up the banners, and then that way, when I'm ready to go live, I don't have to worry about those. So I have like a pre-show checklist, and then there's a post-show checklist as well, and obviously a checklist as well during the show, things I want to make sure I do. So you can put your notes in as banners if you want to. The other thing also I do is I keep a Google spreadsheet, a Google Drive document and a spreadsheet, and like my document has my notes in it, and I just have that open. Like for example, if I have an extra monitor, I split my screen, and one of them is my show notes, and the other one is my StreamYard broadcast. So I'm not out on all the other channels. I'm looking just in my broadcast. But yeah, that's the way I work. By the way, Francesca, you guys are so helpful and provide so much great info.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Like I love doing this. So it's always a lot of fun. And I love getting your questions and helping you all be better live streamers. So.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that gets me to, and also the fact that, it makes me want to get more creative with my live streams. That's exactly what we want to do. We want you to see, like, what are other people doing, learn what they're doing, learn some of the nuances, for example, and improve your live streams, and always be working on something to improve your streams.
Right. Absolutely. And always just look at what you're doing and see how you can do it better. I think that's the number one key. Not look at everybody else and play that compare game with yourself. Look at your own shows and say, even if you add one graphic or one new thing, it just gets better and better each and every time.
Definitely. Yeah. And just a couple of quick notes here, and then we're going to do the giveaway, by the way.
Woo woo.
So let me find these real quick.
Someone said best StreamYard show. Thank you, John.
That's awesome. Go and bring that one up. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I will keep bringing that up.
Awesome, John. Thank you so much. Mikey, by the way, thanks a lot. Mikey messaged me, and Mikey actually and I have been chatting on Facebook Messenger. So Mikey from the beginning of the show, thank you for joining us. Couple of Going Green Mom. Any chance you guys have templates of pre-post and such notes? Actually, if you do me a favor, Going Green Mom, send me an email, marketing@streamyard.com. Marketing@streamyard.com. Put in the subject line live stream reviews, and in the email, just say, hey, put that comment. I'll get it, as well as some other people on Monday, and then that way we can try and work on something for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then Charles obviously has another really good hint, by the way. Oh, Andrew, thanks a lot. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Gavin, thanks. Gavin has a comment about the Ricoh Z1 camera. We'd love to stream in 360. So I know I don't think we support 360 there. You may have to connect via RTMP maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't have a Ricoh Z1 camera. I think that's the 360 camera that was out maybe a few years ago. It may need software as well, and sometimes they don't actually like interface with things. But do me a favor, Gavin, if you join the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/StreamYard community. Do me a favor, join that and post your question there, and then this way I can actually go back and help you. Awesome. Okay, so with that, we're going to go back to, let me just find his comment real quick.
You're welcome, Francesca.
I was hoping you would go over the giveaway tool. So we got two things. So the first thing is put in #LoveStreamYard if you want to enter the giveaway. We're going to do the drawing here in a second. We're going to do that to win the StreamYard mug.
Fancy mug.
And then I might go and bring his comment back up.
And guys, don't forget, go over and hit that like button right now. If you're watching on YouTube.
SK's Crappy Catching Adventure was asking us if we go over the giveaway tool. Absolutely, more than willing to do this. So I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you what it looks like normally, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like when we pull the winner, actually. Okay, so this is what the giveaway tool looks like. So if you go to streamyard.com/giveaway, and you all have access to this. So streamyard.com/giveaway. You can access the giveaway tool here. And this is specific to your live stream. So you don't have to start your live stream to be able to set this up. Basically, here's the way it works. So for starters, if you want to watch a tutorial, there is a tutorial video here. Simply just click on that. It'll open the video. You can play it. But here's the way it works. So for example, I have 4 streams set up in my StreamYard dashboard. In this case, I've got this one. This is the current one, live stream reviews. This is episode 15, and it's currently live, as you can see here at the end. Actually, you guys can see that, right? Yeah. So you can see can you see the drop down or no?
Hit it again.
Is the drop down not showing? No, I don't think it's showing. Okay.
No,
well,
I don't see it.
Basically, you choose your broadcast. This will pick up your broadcast from your StreamYard dashboard. So when you click on that, there will be a list of your broadcasts. You select the one you want to run the giveaway tool on, and then you put in the match text keyword. Now, the match text keyword could be anything. So it could be, for example, if I want to do Love StreamYard, I can put in with a hashtag. If I only wanted to do a word, for example, let's just say it was the word giveaway, I could put in just the word giveaway. It will go back through any comment that is there, and it will pick up the word giveaway, any comment based on the destinations you have set up. Another little tip here, by the way, with this, For example, you don't have to put the hashtag in. The other thing is it also will only let people enter once. And then there's also a way with the giveaway tool where if somebody, for example, is not authenticated with your Facebook group, they can't enter, they won't be picked up in the giveaway. So you want to ensure people go to, like, I think it's streamyard.com/Facebook. Yeah, go there and there's a authentication option for them to go and authenticate on. So then you just hit start collecting comments, and this is what's going to happen here real quick. So you're going to see this. Let's see if it's the right one. There we go. Yeah. So this is what's going to happen once you've started your giveaway. So by the way, any last entries, just put in hashtag love StreamYard, and I'm going to pull the giveaway here. So that's the way the giveaway tool works. So I hope that answers your question, SK's Crappy Caption Adventure. If you have questions about this, let me know. Now, there is another cool feature of the giveaway that I wanted to mention, and it's the fact that, and I'm going to do the drawing right now. If anybody's, you ready to pick the winner, Leticia?
Yeah, we ready.
Okay, Charles Matthews entered. Fantastic. By the way, don't hit the refresh button if you are running the giveaway tool. I've done this. It actually will reset it. So make sure you don't do that. Okay, so I'm going to click on draw here. And this is what's going to happen. So here, let me just bring that back up real quick. Okay, so here's the giveaway tool. We've got a couple of entries here, by the way, or quite a few actually.
All right.
And I'm just going to hit draw. And as you can see, it's going to go right through all the names of everyone who was commenting with hashtag love StreamYard. Let's see who wins today. So, Leticia, and I want to actually mention one thing real quick about this. So for starters, if I need to pick another winner, I can click draw again. Also, you see how this has this yellow color? This is actually the brand color that I am using for live stream reviews.
Right.
So it bases it off the brand color under your brand section of your StreamYard dashboard.
Absolutely.
So I want to say congrats, by the way. Hopefully, let's see if I say your name. Leticia, how do I say his name?
Shashila. That's a man though. Hold on. I'm lost. We want to call him TT.
So can you do me a favor? You want a StreamYard mug, email marketing@streamyard.com, and we'll get some information from you and we'll ship that out. So I want to say congrats on that.
Congrats.
But that's the way giveaway tool works. And yeah, as Charles mentioned here, he said, it automatically brands to your show. Definitely. So yeah, that's the way the giveaway tool works. StreamYard.com/giveaway.
I love that giveaway because you think somebody's going to win and it goes, it switches to somebody else. I love it.
And just want to answer just a couple, one other quick question real quick from Going Green. Great comment.
Speaking of brands, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for, we appreciate that. We really do.
Thank you, Going Green Mom.
So with that, I think we're at the end of the show, actually.
Yes.
And so what I want to do is just want to remind you, so don't forget, we've got the StreamYard Town Hall tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Gage and Dan, co-founders of StreamYard. We also have Livestream Impact on Monday with Julie Riley. Again, that's starting on our YouTube channel. And then next Saturday, Leticia and I are going to be off, and we're going to have YouTube channel reviews, and it's placed at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's May 8th. But go there. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
We're working on, by the way, getting a calendar of all this stuff up.
I know we do.
Yeah. So, but go there. If you have a YouTube channel and you need help with your YouTube channel, go check out Daniel Batal and Dee Nemen. They do a great job with that show.
Right.
But with that, I want to thank everybody for watching. Will it work with numbers? Actually, yeah. So
yes,
it'll work with whatever it should work with any text that you put in.
Anything you put in.
So I guess maybe you could say, like, I'm not sure how you would use a number in that case. Maybe, I don't know, you could pick, like, I don't know. That's the good idea, actually. So very good question though, about putting a number in. So awesome. Okay. So with that, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Anything else you want to add, Leticia?
Get out there and stream.
Awesome. So we will see you all, by the way, in 2 weeks. Leticia and I will be back in 2 weeks. So
yes. Bye,
thanks a lot for
guys.
tuning
Be
in,
safe.
and have a great rest of the weekend.
Happy
Bye.
Mother's Day.